successful war for peace. It's a theorist's concept, possible only if one is very distantly removed from the actual business of killing and dying and the after effects that produces. Still, with the arrogance and hubris of someone new to power, he confidently assured Nixon that he could pressure Hanoi to accept concessions it had routinely rejected during Lyndon Johnson's presidency. By combining great power diplomacy with savage military blows against North Vietnam. He also advocated attacks against North Vietnamese sanctuaries inside Laos and Cambodia and the mining of North Vietnamese ports. I can't believe that a fourth-rate power like North Vietnam doesn't have a breaking point, Kissinger told his aides during his first weeks at the White House. Hit them, he told Nixon, and Hanoi would beg for private talks. Finding that delicate balance between military strikes and skillful negotiations was exactly what Kissinger believed was his specialty. In over 5 decades of telling and retelling his role in the Vietnam War, Kissinger has carefully constructed a narrative that is detailed, somewhat self-effacing, and, on the surface, balanced. He has skillfully mixed criticism of the Nixon administration's policies with disdain for its critics. He has both downplayed the war's expansion on his watch and celebrated it. He blamed Kennedy-style idealism for the U.S. entry into the war and championed his own realism for ending it. Kissinger gave the United States an honorable withdrawal from Vietnam, he claims, by linking Hanoi's geopolitical desires to security guarantees for the United States' South Vietnamese allies. In the end, Kissinger argues that Watergate and a weak-kneed Congress had made it impossible to defend South Vietnam, not his failures as a negotiator or strategist. The Vietnam War remains Kissinger's most enduring foreign policy legacy. No war since the American Civil War has seared the U.S. national consciousness like Vietnam. The controversies surrounding it tore the nation apart, and its legacies continue to shape U.S. foreign relations today. Kissinger's role in this war has been studied in detail, but this book is the first to hold his record to a scrupulous account based on his own definitions of success and the evidence provided by recently released material in the Richard Nixon Presidential Library, Kissinger's papers at Yale University, and South Vietnamese sources contained in the National Archives in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. On the strength of that, it is clear that the National Security Advisor's war for peace was more than oxymoronic. It was a total failure. Kissinger failed in each of his stated goals to achieve peace with honor. He failed to end the diplomatic deadlock in Paris, or to negotiate a political settlement in South Vietnam that left the Saigon government a reasonable chance to survive following the American withdrawal. He failed to use great power diplomacy or military force to compel Hanoi to make compromises in the Paris negotiations. He failed to force a mutual North Vietnamese troop withdrawal from South Vietnam. He failed to neutralize Laos and Cambodia. He failed to secure a lasting ceasefire. He failed to obtain an international border at the demilitarized zone. He failed to link the release of all political prisoners to a lasting ceasefire. He failed to consult the Saigon government about its future until it was too late to change course in Paris. At home, Kissinger also did much more harm than good. He failed to build a coalition of supportive allies for his war for peace within the Nixon administration or in Congress. He failed to contain U.S. domestic opposition to his policies. He failed the president by overstating progress in Paris and the likelihood of success following U.S. military escalation. Each of these disappointments narrowed his future options and shortened the time he had to achieve peace with honor. Kissinger's voluminous writings on the subject have obscured